Killeen Seventh-day Adventist Church. My name is Kadada, just so you know who I am. And I'm just happy that all of you made it here today. I'm going to go over some announcements for the church, and as we let more people in. So I want you guys to know that Monday is Memorial Day. Who has a day off? Everybody, right? Hopefully, most of us. Woo! Yay! 3-day weekend. So the church offices are closed for Memorial Day, so if you need anything, you have to wait till Tuesday. Tuesday evening, church elders meet at 6 p.m., and then the nominating committee meets at 7. There will be no fellowship lunch today, so if anybody's having dinner at their house and you know already that you have too much food, then invite somebody from the church over and fellowship with them. And please make sure in your church bulletin that you're looking at the inserts, because there's always really good information on events and things that are happening at the church, and we want for all of you to be there. We have a few announcements from some, well, they're not guests, they're church members, but thank you. Yes, we have some special programs, and we have some announcements from people. So Janice, I'm going to have you come up first.
Good morning, it's good to be home.
Good morning.
I'm Janice Mitchell, and I have the privilege of leading out in Vacation Bible School this year. So in your bulletins, you should all have an insert. You can pull that out. As you can see, VBS starts a week from Monday, so that's June 4th. In VBS this year, we want kids to know that God is with us. God has a plan for each of us. Jesus is alive, and we are part of a bigger story. Vacation Bible School is from 4:30 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and is open to all ages. You can register online at sdakilleen.org, which is our church website. Please share this exciting program with others. You can share by passing out these cards. We have a lot more at the Welcome Center for sharing. You can also share this digitally by sending the link from our website. We also still need volunteers during the program and also before and after for setup and cleanup. So please text me or call me if you're willing to help. My number is at the bottom of the insert. Thank you for your support and prayers.
Okay, next we have Julie Connell.
It's nearly 2 a.m. and it's pretty chilly out. I felt the degrees drop. It's nearly 2 a.m. and it's pretty chilly out. I felt the degrees drop a couple of degrees the past half hour. But my mom and I, we're toughing it out. We're out here It's true.
In the Valley of the Sun, 1.6 million people have made the 5th largest city in America their home. It was here that Your Best Pathway to Health, a humanitarian service of the Seventh-day Adventist Church, chose to team up with Loma Linda University Health, the office of Phoenix Mayor Greg Stanton, Adventist congregations, and dozens of other organizations, along with civic leaders and state leaders in Arizona, to give a special gift.
I think this is better than receiving a box of gifts because usually, they go in the closet or they get ruined or something. And I think this benefits more people because it's something that's going to last with them and that with them for a really long time.
Help was offered to those in need of medical, dental, and optical care. Services also included massage, surgery, prescription drugs, and lifestyle counseling. Over $40 million were donated to aid about 7,000 people, regardless of race, religion, or status.
So I'm on Facebook one day, and I see this post, and it's announcing this special event, and I'm wondering if it's for real. So I click on it, I see Dr. Leela at Phoenix City Hall announcing the event, and yes, it's for real. And I imagine this is a great opportunity, and I'm going to go for it.
I was able to serve the community by being part of the hydrotherapy and massage team. And what I did was give 10 to 15-minute massages, and we were able to pray with the patients and just communicate. And touch is very healing, and prayer is very healing as well. And in return, I was blessed as well.
My name is Barbara Torres. I'm here for pediatrics for my daughter Ella. And then we got offered a massage, and then got an ultrasound. It was amazing. It was amazing. A lot of good help. It was awesome. I would totally come back.
We were praying, and one person has a huge burden for the x-ray machine. 2 of the 3 x-ray machines broke down. And we lifted up to the Lord. 15 minutes later, there was one guy who came, tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Jen, can I speak to you?" And he told me the machine worked. And this is the technician who could not explain what happened. We were praying, "Lord, please do something really miraculous," that even the technician would not understand what just happened.
As I see it, and as I've experienced it, Pathway to Health is a great organization run by special people providing a special community service. Service with a smile, service with care, and even service with a prayer.
Oh Lord, humbly, in the humble manner we come to you, asking for the help for him, that he is able to understand that you are always there.
It's one thing to tell someone that you care. It's a completely different thing to roll up your sleeves and show them. From December 25 through 27, our goal was to give the greatest gift we could ever give, ourselves.
We have helped people here, but the biggest blessing has been to me. It has renewed my spirit. It is the best.
On September the 19th to the 21st, 2018, Pathways to Health will hold a free medical clinic just like the one you just saw in Fort Worth. This is an opportunity for us as individuals to go, for us collectively as a church to go, and to go out and serve other people. This was Christ's method, wasn't it? He went out, he mingled with the people, he met their needs, and then he said, "Come follow me." And it's an event for the whole family. You don't have to be medical. There's very many opportunities for different kinds of things you can do. The whole family can go. There's age-appropriate programs for the children who also will be able to go out and to in an age-appropriate way, mingle with the clients. And several of us here have been involved in these and in our Jumpstart program here. And I think we can all attest that not only will you bless others, but you will be blessed. And I alone would say, it'll change your life. So, I encourage you all to volunteer, to be the hands and feet of Jesus in September, and to let's all go to Fort Worth and let's see if we can help other people. And I'd also like to remind everyone that this afternoon at 2 o'clock in the Fellowship Hall, we're going to have a hydrotherapy demonstration. So I invite everyone to come out at 2 o'clock in the Fellowship Hall, and I think it's going to be fun too. So thank you and happy Saturday.
All right. So, in honor of fellowshipping and loving each other and knowing each other, let's all stand up and look for someone you don't know or introduce yourself to someone that's sitting next to you. Let's take a few minutes to do that.
Shall we all stand up and sing our hymns? thank the Lord for this weekend. We will have troops and comrades help those who are in harm's way to be saved as we travel this weekend. Thank you so much for allowing us to be here today to remember you in Jesus' name. Amen.
It's time to take our tithes and offering, and this morning, our tithes and offerings is for Texas Vision. And this is a conference program, and it's dealing mostly with our young people, our schools, different projects that they have within Texas. And so, at this time, with our deacons and deaconesses, please stand. Dear loving Father in heaven, we thank you so much for the wonderful, loving God that you are, for the blessings that you've given us, dear God. We pray that you'll bless our offering as we take it today, that it will be used for Texas Vision to be a blessing, that other people can get to know who you are and how much you love us. We thank you so much for your love and your care in our lives. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen.
Sabbath, church. Great opportunity. We do have want to plug it in so that we're standing from the computer up front. When we look at the whole program today, I thought that it would probably be about half of many people because it's Memorial Day weekend. And this is the weekend that we remember, right? We remember lots of things. And it's that remembering that we're going to be talking about, but from a little different perspective. In Luke 22:19, it says, "This is my body, which is given for you. Do this in remembrance of me." Do this in remembrance. Now, when I think about what it means to remember, there's all kinds of things to remember, and I think, what is it we're supposed to remember? You know, we have the occasion this weekend where we're remembering all those who are giving themselves for us to minister to take care of us as a nation. We look at remembering somebody for their birthday. We look at remembering anniversaries. In fact, how many of you this last since this January, I've had an anniversary already this year. Just a handful. Everybody must have had the last half of the year have anniversary. When we look at anniversaries, it's a time to look and remember not just events, but our family. And if you look specifically, this says, do this in remembrance, not just of an event, but of me. Jesus saying, do this in remembrance of me. So when we look at this, it's not just the cross. It's talking about remembering Jesus in all the aspects. And what we want to look at is how that helps us remember somebody. And for me, my dad, I had to actually call my brother and say, what year did Dad die? He said it was 1999. And I say each year when my dad's birthday comes around November 20th, I just pause during that day and I think about him. I remember his Old Spice cologne. I remember the specific things that he taught me. I remember lots of aspects wrestling as a kid with him. And I remember as a senior him coming and playing with our family. I just remember about him. And sometimes it takes just a time to pause so we don't forget. I look at that almost 20 years and say, it's easy to forget. And I just want to rehearse in my mind so I remember. For us, what does it mean to remember Jesus? To remember He's our ransom. That comes, our text today is 1 Peter 1, verses 18 through 22. And if you notice this kind of, we're going to be looking at lots of different texts, but when we turn back to this turquoise kind of text, it's our ground text. It says, you were not redeemed with perishable things, like silver and gold, from your feudal ways of your life inherited from your forefathers, but with the precious blood of a lamb, unblemished and spotless, the blood of Christ. We remember Jesus was our ransom. He became our lamb and paid a price for us. So the first thing we remember is who He is in giving His life to ransom us. He bought us with a price, that we've been purchased in order to have life. We weren't bought by all our earthly merits, not by the things that we do, not by producing it within ourselves, not by being better or coming to church and paying our dues and putting in our time or studying our Sabbath school lessons or giving tithe. Those aren't the things that bring our standing with God. But instead, you were bought with no earthly merit, but with the precious blood of Jesus Christ. And we were ransomed, it says. We were ransomed with His blood. Ransomed from what? We were ransomed from the feudal ways of our forefathers. We're ransomed from what we used to be. We're ransomed from the previous life. We're ransomed from the things that hold us back. We've been ransomed and given the freedom to walk forward and not live like we used to live. Be able to live with the freedom from sin. Jesus gave us ransom from the feudal way of life inherited from our forefathers, from all that baggage that we bring in sin. Jesus gave us freedom from that. Somebody should say amen. Amen. Because we have been able to step forward for that purpose and say, we want to remember Jesus has given us freedom. And it says that it was through His blood. We were ransomed not with perishable things, such as silver and gold, but with the imperishable blood. Blood has lots of different meanings, but really, in the Bible, blood is life. Now, we sometimes think of it as death, but that's not what it is. Blood is life. Blood is life, and when it's given up for us, then that's a life sacrifice. But the blood represented life, and a sacrifice represented a life given up on our place. So the blood really said that Jesus came, lived a life, and sacrificed it so that we could have it. We have a living God who gave us His life so that we can have life. Somebody can say that. I was reading through and read about J.P. Morgan, and when I heard his name, it really didn't mean a lot to me. I recognized the name from the past, but then I put it in context. You see, I bank at Chase Bank, and really it's J.P. Morgan Chase. And J.P. Morgan was a great financier and had lots of money. How do I know? Well, when he died, he took a year before and put his will together. The will had actually 10,000 words, 37 articles. Now, if you don't get that, the original Constitution only had 4,543 words. The Declaration of Independence, 1,458 words. His will had 10,000 words and 37 articles because he had lots of things to deal with. When he made financial decisions, it didn't just impact the economy, it impacted the whole world's economy. This was somebody who was a multi-millionaire. And looking at his life, people would say, wow, he's made it to the top. But in that same will, he included this. I commit my soul into the hands of my Savior, full of confidence that, having redeemed me and washed me with his most precious blood, he will present me faultless before the throne of my Heavenly Father. Can somebody say amen? Amen? He had all the money and all the things that this world often pulls for, but he knew what was most valuable. And he knew what would get him to heaven. And he knew the recognition, and so much so that he added this line, I entreat my children to maintain and defend at all hazard and at any cost of personal sacrifice the blessed doctrine of complete atonement of sins through the blood of Jesus Christ once offered and through that alone. He recognized that we were blood-bought. He remembered that Jesus is our ransom. So the first thing is, we remember with this that Jesus is our ransom. Let's try that again because it's kind of, 4 of you would have gotten it again. Our first step is to remember here that Jesus is our ransom. That's much better. The second thing is to remember that he's our security. That he's our security. That he's redeemed us with his precious blood and brought us that security. 1 Peter 1, 18 through 22 says, for he was foreknown before the foundation of the world, but has appeared in these last days for the sake of you. For our sake. He appeared in these last days for our sake, to secure us, to give us life. Not for himself, not to complete some work in heaven, but for us, to secure us for salvation, for eternity. He performed an act in order to buy us, so that we would be securely with him, so that we'd have the right to be with him. In Daniel, when it puts together the Son of Man coming to the Ancient of Days in that judgment scene picture, what it tries to do is show that Jesus comes forward and from what he's done on earth is able to secure the right to all of his people. Daniel 7:22, the Ancient of Days came and judgment was passed in favor of the saints of the Most High. Are you with me? In favor of the saints of the Most High. He passed this in order to say that he's purchased us and that we're secure in him. He's paid the price so that we have that life. Colossians 2 says it in another way. For in him all the fullness of deity dwells in bodily form, and in him you have been made complete. In him you have been. That's past tense, right? You have been. In him, you have been made complete. Complete. Whatever is necessary, you're complete in him. You're secure in what Jesus has done. If you are in Jesus, did you catch the qualifier? If you are in Jesus, you're complete in him. Everything comes with him. You have the right standing. You're secure in the heavenly places. Jesus plus nothing equals everything. That's divine mathematics. Jesus plus nothing that I get. It's all of what he gets. What he puts in me, how he works through me. That's all his work. Jesus plus nothing equals everything. So first, we use this to remember that Jesus is what? Our ransom. Second, we use it to remember he is our security. In Jesus we have security. And third, to remember he's our future. 1 Peter 1, 18 through 22, it says, who through him are believers in God, who raised him from the dead and gave him glory, so that your faith and hope are in God. Our future, our hope, right? Our hope is in God. What's going to take place? We call it the blessed hope. But the blessed hope is not just about him coming back. It's about him coming back to get us and take us with him and take us home. That's the blessed hope. 1 Corinthians 11 says this way, for whenever you eat this bread and drink this cup, you proclaim the Lord's death until he comes. This service is not just about what he's done in the past. This service is about our hope for the future. Not just our standing today with God, it's our future. Do you get it? It's yesterday He paid the price for us and it's complete. He's our ransom. Today He stands as our security. He's the one who's done everything necessary for us to be right with Him and we can be secure in it. And we have a future based on what He's done for us, that He will come and get us. That's our future hope until He comes. And Jesus Himself says, Matthew 26:29, "But I say to you, I will not drink of this fruit of the vine from now on until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom." He knew the next time was going to be when we were all together. So when we celebrate this meal, we're looking forward to the time that we can do it together with Jesus in heavenly places. The last thing, to remember He is our resolve. Now you have to help me because it's not going to come naturally. You have to help me to pull it together because it comes from 1 Peter 18:22 where it says, "Since you have in obedience to the truth purified your souls for a sincere heart of the brethren, fervently love one another from the heart." Since you've in obedience purified your own hearts and souls so that a sincere love comes out from them, now love one another with that same love. That's been our theme for the last 7 months, right? By this shall all men know that you're my disciples when you have love for one another. This meal represents this. It says that God has performed an act that when we follow it, it purifies our heart in love so that we can love others. It's our resolve. Our resolve is that we choose to let what He's done bring love into our hearts that we extend to others. Are you with me? So it fits perfectly with our service because when you look at the foot washing service, it's the preparatory service. It fits because as we've talked about what it takes for us to show love, it's not just the vertical relationship of the gospel between us and God, it's also horizontal relationship between each other. And we do that before we come to take of the element, before we come and worship. Isn't that fitting that we should have the foot washing service where we make things right with each other? As we receive from God the forgiveness and extend it to our brother or sister. Then when we come back together, we're ready to partake of the sacrifice that Jesus has made and worship because of what He's done. God put that all together in this incredible package. Because for Him there was no pecking order. You know how it works, right? You've seen the chickens. The chickens are out there and they have a pecking order. And sometimes in the world we live in, there's a pecking order as well. The high muckety mucks at the top, and the rest of us down here. And some of us go around with a few feathers plucked out to help us to know our place. Because somebody else has put us in our place. And so we follow in that pecking order. And we can do it by our socioeconomic status, by how much money we make, by our education, by what kind of clothes we wear, by how well informed we are. We can do it in a multitude of ways to establish the pecking order. But Jesus did just the opposite. Jesus comes down to us. And then while on earth, He comes down to be the servant of His disciples. And in this very service, He says it this way: if I then, your Lord and Master, your Lord and teacher, if I, in my position, washed your feet, the act of a slave, you ought also to wash one another's feet. He says, don't you see what I've done for you? I've given you life. You should extend that life to others. You should extend that love. You should extend that forgiveness to others. For I gave you an example that you also should do so until I come. Truly I say to you, a slave is not greater than his master, nor is one who is sent greater than the one who sent him. So this service is all about remembering. What is the first thing we remember? He is our ransom. He's paid the price already. We're already complete in Jesus. He's done work in the past that lasts today. What's the second thing? We remember He is our security, that Jesus has performed an act that puts us in the role of being sons and daughters, and that we're established in that. We can rest in that security, that it's not what we're doing, it's that we're in Him. Thirdly, He is our future, our hope that we have. We're moving forward, and that God's going to be there, and realize that He's done what's necessary to secure the future. And what that future is this act of being able to be together forever. And then finally, that He is our resolve, that we're going to love others as He's loved us, that we're going to look through obedience, take what He's done for us and pass it along to others. And all of our service is basically reminding us of that. How we do it here is that we have a foot washing service that is that first act that we just talked about in John the 13th chapter. We dismiss, and if you go down the halls, there's a foot washing service for men and for women and for couples. And you're welcome to go there. Some others may choose to stay in the sanctuary here, and there'll be some background music playing, and there'll be a children's story as well for the children. And then we come back to this place, and we're looking at, it looks like we're just going to try to leave. If you have some pews that are available, it looks like we're just trying to move to the center of your pew when you come in, so that it will allow the deacons to pass it back and forth all the way down the rows. We pray that each part of this service will bring a reminder to you of what Jesus has done for us, and reconnection with Him. Let's pray before we dismiss. Lord, You have done marvelous things for us, and we remember today. We remember Your sacrifice. We remember the security we find in You. We remember, Lord, the second coming, the hope that's for our future. We remember, Lord, the opportunity to share Your sacrifice with others. As we go into this next part of the service, this first emblem of the foot washing, we humble ourselves to be like You, to give ourselves to someone else, to receive purification as we have our own feet washed, and reminded, Lord, that whatever's in the past, the futile ways of our forefathers are gone, and we're set free. For those who need this as a mini baptism, I just pray that You'll minister to their hearts and make it that for them. And Lord, that we could come back to this place and rejoice in what You've done to make us. We pray these things in Christ's name. Amen.